Based upon your experiences as a pastor, what have you seen as the most significant struggles facing youth in your context today?
We've talked a lot about identity. We've talked, based on my background, I've been involved a lot around violence and crime. We haven't talked a whole lot about this, but being isolated or branded, whether it's ADR, special ed, or thug, all those kind of things. All of those things are critical issues. I think in particular, urban and specifically members of the African Diaspora community are facing. But I think that's one that is totally consistent. From my days in Select Committee on Narcotics Abuse and Control, my days as a prosecutor, my days as a college chaplain at Brown, and my days even in a graduate program such as Yale. The need to be loved and accepted. And I don't think that's a black thing. I don't think that's an African diaspora thing. I think that's a human thing.
Yeah.
To be loved and accepted. If we can ever get to the point to love people for who they are and understand that who they are is not who they always will be. And as a result of the love for them, they become who God intended them to be. We say God is love. And if we express that love, it will grow and mature us into something exceedingly abundantly more than we could ever ask or think, simply by the power that worketh in us. It is love that releases the opportunities, the strengths in you and I, the very spark of God that's inside of our clay jars, that people become. But we're so fixated on by the now that we miss the becoming.
Yeah.
Paul says, I press toward. He actually, before this says, if I'm to know God, it's more than just knowing him by the power of his resurrection. It's also by the fellowship of his suffering, which he really implies to me, says that it's by the experiences of my everyday walking around life. This is Paul, who was Saul. I just want to remind you that. Yeah, it's my everyday experience. And not that I've obtained it now. Not that I've even arrived at. I don't even want nobody to be fooled that I arrived. Because I done told you I had thorns in my flesh. But he says, but I press toward the mark of the higher calling. That word higher is critical and important. Because just when you think you're there, when you're the bishop of the church, it's still yet a higher calling. That's not just for the bishop. That's not just for the deacon, the mother, or the lawyer, or the correctional officer, but it's for every one of us. Wherever we are right now, that ain't it. Yeah. There's still yet a higher calling. And if we can embrace that even in our here and now, then I can love you for who you are now. So, because I know you shall become.
And that extravagant love of God, when it's given to young people, is not only beautiful in that moment, but as I think you're saying, it helps usher in whom God is calling these people to become, and it allows a space for them to explore that and then to become it by God's grace.
My grandmother, who was 95, recently went home to be with the Lord. And as I was at home going through her stuff, I went through some stuff in which every month she sent me money when I was in college. When I was in law school, she paid my car insurance. I saw kind of thing. But what's most interesting, I saw a pay stub from her last check in 1997 when she retired. And I saw what the net income was, and then reflected, which I had forgotten she even did, what she didn't consider. It's because of that kind of love, that kind of commitment for you to be because I was, my grandmama was. And even though I pain and I suffer with her, not being physically present with her, I keep trying to be. I keep trying to press toward the mark. Because if I am, she is. If she is, I am.
We just celebrated All Saints, and the communion of saints is right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's how she lives on and on. I trust that there's a heaven. I trust there's going to be a place with streets of gold and pearly gates. But right now, I know for a fact that's eternal life.